Hello, my name is Zetron, and today I would like to review The Last Stop. The Last Stop was developed by Variable State Studios and published by Annapurna Interactive, the same people who also published What Remains of Edith Finch. Based in London, this game follows 4 protagonists and 3 loosely connected stories that all come together at the end of the game, all of them encountering supernatural events. This game is very enjoyable for the first time when you play it. After the second time though, you will start to notice various issues with the game, ranging from poorly rigged faces and character animations, character glitches, and the same repeated dialogue, no matter what word choices you pick. First off, I would like to begin with the dialogue. The dialogue in this game is pretty decent until the second time you play through, when you realize that no matter what you select, you're always going to get the same line. Anything that you say in the game doesn't affect the outcome of the story at all, unlike The Walking Dead.
We work as a group, all of us looking out for each other.
I hear that. There's so many dumbasses out there fighting each other these days. It's just stupid.
How many people you got over there anyway?
Unlike The Walking Dead, no matter what you say, whether it be alright, yes, right, it will all be the same line no matter what. There are very few cases where this doesn't happen though. And since you can't have different word choice or big different choices for certain sections in the game, characters won't even take notice of them. Moving on to the story itself. In the first story, Paper Dolls, you meet John, a middle-aged man who has a daughter, doing his day-to-day life schedule when him and his neighbor Jack end up switching bodies and they have to try and find out how they're going to switch back. The second story is called Domestic Affairs. In this story, we follow a woman named Mina, who's trying to balance out her work life, her husband and her kids' life, her family, and the affairs she's having, all trying to balance it and keep her family together, while also trying to maintain a relationship with her father. The last story, named Stranger Danger, follows Donna Adelaide, a typical teenage girl that faces family problems, while also trying to take care of a stranger. She starts to develop a connection with the stranger, and after she develops such connection, she goes into another planet with this stranger, which leads us into the final chapter of the story. At this point in the story, 3 out of our 4 main characters meet up on this otherworldly planet. They then have to escape and make their way back home. Now, I would like to talk about animation. In some parts of the game, for example here, the animation is really good, almost as if it was a movie released a few years ago.
You can come up now.
You're Samantha.
Haven't heard that name in a long time.
However, when the animation is bad, it's not really good at all. It's robotic, it's weightless, almost humanless, but not totally.
9:02 by my watch. Synced to Big Ben.
Are we just going to walk here in silence then?
What, do you want to throw me off guard? Yeah, that's your plan, isn't it? To hope that I'll feel guilty and set you free.
I do completely understand that the studio making this game is an indie studio. Completely understandable. I just wish it was better. Let's compare 2 very similar scenes in The Walking Dead and this game together.
Yeah, and you know what? We ate it all. What are you gonna fucking do about it?
Don't worry, Danny and I got you covered if something happens, but let's just wait this out and hope they move on. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
I said drop it!
You drop it!
Drop the gun! Both of you. Calm the hell down.
In The Walking Dead, the way he fell, the way it looked, it felt real. It actually felt like he was actually dying. As if he actually got shot. Yet, in The Last Stop, it's almost a totally different story. In The Last Stop, it seems robotic. The sounds don't help at all either. But the way they fall, it just doesn't look right. It looks as if they've been rigged to something. When they try to save themselves from falling, they look like they stop and go almost. The way the girl in all black falls especially looks especially weird. Moving on to gameplay. Like any other story game, it uses a simple button layout to select text. Pretty simple. In other sections, it will put you in the first person. For example, Mina has to go through Amy's house, the girl that died earlier in the last section. And you're in place of her body and you will start searching around her house for clues. There's a lot of running sections in the game where you have to boost yourself using the bumpers. Very straightforward and very easy. The game offers no challenge and it's just purely based on story. They don't want to challenge you, they want you to experience the story. Moving on to the music, which was not featured in this video because there was no OST as of time of recording. The music for each story is very well fitting. In Paper Dolls, it's kind of comedic-like, almost like a sitcom. Very fun, very family friendly, you could say, and I like it a lot. In Domestic Affairs, the music is very similar to detective shows, for example, Law & Order Special Victims Unit or Criminal Minds, and I think it fits very well in Mina's story. Now, the music in Stranger Danger wasn't very memorable at all. It just was there, to be honest. The characters. I feel like the characters in this story are properly unique with some outliers. For example, Mina, she's just very nonchalant, kind of boring, but it still makes her character somewhat interesting in the story. A great example of one of the character's quirks or uniqueness would be John's daughter. Here I will pull up an example.
Services again.
Don't worry, if they send one of those people around again, I'll shoot them with a machine gun, then push them down the rubbish chute.
Something you don't usually hear every day. Final verdict. I like the game a lot, and although it does have its buggy animations, some glitches here and there, and not some of the best sound design or animations at all, I said that, I will give this game a 6.5 out of 10. I enjoyed it a lot. I wouldn't replay it, but I would recommend it to other people. I'm gonna sit here and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you guys later.